Is this normal? It's probably nothing serious. Maybe I'll feel better tomorrow.
Emergency symptoms can be good at hiding. That's why you shouldn't ignore symptoms like chest pain, high fever, trouble breathing, or severe stomach pain. They could be a medical emergency in disguise. Thankfully, an Eastside ER is ready to serve you 24/7 with fast wait times and dedicated ER experts, so we can quickly help turn your questions into answers. Visit eastsidemedical.com.
Broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio inside the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. It's time for Gwinnett Business Radio. Gwinnett Business Radio is cared for by Eastside Medical Center, providing quality care to Gwinnett County and the greater Atlanta area for over 38 years.
And hello again, everybody, and welcome to Gwinnett Business Radio, broadcasting from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio in the beautiful Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. Mike Salmon alongside our Director of Sales and Marketing, Amanda Pierce. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning, Mike. I'm excited about our edition today.
A very special show. Why is that?
Well, it's Gwinnett Working Edition.
What is Gwinnett Working?
Gwinnett Working is a fantastic group provided by the Chamber of Commerce. We meet Friday mornings at the Chamber at 9 a.m., and it's a close-knit group of people that you can network with to expand your sphere of influence. Today we have two great guests from that group.
I got you. Well, joining us here at the table is Brady Barron. He's with Sutter McLellan and Gilbreath, or for those that have short attention spans, SMG. And also Shan Dholaria. He's with PC Plus Networks. And we're going to start the show off with Brady. And Brady, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Mike. You have a beautiful studio here. When you asked me to come, I thought we were going to be in a closet.
Oh, no.
Surprise.
This is
so nice.
Almost twice as big as a closet with less clothes. But, well, thank you very much. Of course, it's a Subaru of Gwinnett studio. We got to do it right. Sutter McLellan and Gilbreath, or SMG, an insurance agency started in 1953. Tell us what your company does.
We are a full-service agency that offers all lines of coverage, and because we broker it for you, that means we shop the market and we find the best deal for you.
Okay, so you're not a captive agent, I guess, where it's just one agency. You're looking for the best deal for your client.
That's correct.
Great. Talk about some of the products that you offer.
Well, I'd focus mainly on the employee benefits side of it, the medical, the dental, the vision, the life, the disability. So that's my main focus.
I got you. And you are the employee benefits broker, the only one there.
That's correct.
Before we talk more about the company, let's learn more about Brady Barron and your background. How did you get to where you are today, and where'd you come from?
Wow, how long's your show?
We got plenty of time. I'll cut you off if you go too long.
I'm originally from Chattanooga. My wife and I moved down here in 2003, and that's when I became licensed in life and health insurance. I remember I was helping a lady enroll in her benefits. This was back in 2004. It was the Wednesday after Thanksgiving in 2004. And we sat down to go through her programs, her medical, dental, vision, life, disability, get her all enrolled. And she began to sob, just bawling. Her husband, age 51, had just had a massive heart attack and died the Friday after Thanksgiving. They buried him on Sunday, and this was now Wednesday. All this had happened in just the past 5 days. And it was the first year that we had come in to do the benefits communication program, to sit down with each employee. They had never done that before. So a man had come around to her work and passed out a flyer, $100,000 of life insurance, no medical questions, doesn't matter what age, $8 a month. When she tried to make the claim, in the fine print it read, "We will only pay this in the event of an accident." It was accident-only life insurance. And he had a massive heart attack. She said, "I had to borrow the money to bury him. I don't want this to happen to my kids." So I explained the difference to her between term life insurance, permanent life insurance, accident only, and why you would need those things. But Mike, I realized two things very, very quickly. One, there are a lot of people out there that need help, and there are a lot of people out there that think that they have coverage that they don't have. But I do want to clarify something. You said the only benefits broker. I'm the only broker at Sutter McLellan Gilbreath that focuses just on employee benefits.
Tell us a little bit about that term that you use, the benefits broker. Maybe you can unpack that a little bit for us, Brady.
The benefits broker, it just means that we are concerned about what problems you're having. We shop the market for you. We go look and find the best answer for you and then provide you the solutions. And we typically give it to you in a spreadsheet. So this is what we found for you. These are really good for you, but this is one that we found was the best program for you.
Leaving the selection up to your client.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. So we work with the plan administrators from the top design the plans, and then we show them how to communicate the benefits with the employees in a way that they understand and appreciate it.
The story you shared, Brady, of course, I can see why you would have the passion of what you do every single day, because you want to help people that are in that type of situation. I'm going to steal a question that I heard Bo Henderson ask the other day at the North Georgia studio, a show that you were co-hosting, Amanda, and that is the 5-year-old Brady probably wasn't thinking, I want to grow up to be an insurance agent. So,
that's exactly right.
So tell us what got you into the field in the first place.
Great question. So I was in pre-med at the time when we moved down here from Chattanooga, and I wanted to go to Medical College of Georgia. To get into MCG, you pretty much had to be a Georgia resident. Fortunately, my wife's family is from Athens, so right about that time we had our second of the 4 kids. She said I could really use some help with the boys, and you can establish residency to go to MCG. So that's what really spurred the life and health license at that time, something to get me by until I could submit an application to a selection committee, and really just loved what I did. Saw there was a big need for it. Like I'd mentioned, I learned very quickly there's many people out there that need help. I want to get to them as fast as possible.
One thing I've kind of noticed in that space, especially maybe people my age on the younger end that don't have children or any assets per se, is the affordability. It's super surprising to me how affordable it is for someone that doesn't have any predisposed conditions.
Pre-existing conditions?
Pre-existing, yeah. You mentioned about $8 a month. I get things in the mail all the time that are anywhere from $8 to $13 a month. So how would you recommend someone in my position kind of tackling that?
Amanda, that's a great question. And so what we did, we started a program called Quality Care, and it's just taking a little bit more time with the employees to help them understand, because sometimes that's not the biggest expense is the premium. Sometimes the biggest expense is when you need to use the program and it doesn't meet your needs. So imagine you're in a large room and the lights are out. It's completely dark, right? And there's clutter everywhere, and you have to navigate the room. You have to get from one side of the room to the other. That's what our quality care program is designed around. We not only turn the lights on for you, we help you move the clutter into nice, neat, organized piles to help you navigate through the room better.
That's a great analogy.
Our guest is Brady Barron with Sutter McLellan and Gilbreath, or also kind of doing a little rebranding, I guess. SMG, as they go by as well. And you're an employee benefits broker. There are other companies out there, Brady, that offer some of the benefits and many of the benefits that you guys do. What separates you from some of the others out there?
It really is that quality care that we offer. We also will provide them things that they can, employers that they can use for their human capital management. That's a term that gets knocked around a lot. It's basically giving them more resources. It's giving them technology. We have ways for their employees to enroll on their smartphone, and they can enroll in their benefits, decline their benefits. They can read the employee handbook, check off that they have read and understand the employee handbook right on their smartphone. And we provide that to our clients at no cost. You
talked about a lot of the benefits and products that you offer. Is medical insurance basically your main focus these days?
No, it's really a holistic approach. We also do things like wellness campaigns. We feel like that having healthy employees at work is very important. So we've been very successful in that. We've gone in many times and heard that it just fell flat. So we got to work and tried to find out ways that we can get employees connected with their wellness campaign. They've been very successful. It shows them ways that they can save money on their health insurance programs, and it provides healthier employees. It's fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of education. If you just educate the folks, I don't think, as you found out with that story you shared earlier, a lot of folks realize what's out there.
I would agree with that.
That's right.
So, what's coming down the turnpike? Anything new within the employee benefits realm?
Great question, Mike. So obviously,
let me back up. Just let you know, we only ask great questions on this show, just so you know. So,
thanks, Mike. Obviously, the ACA is constantly changing, so you need a guide there, someone that can take you through that and provide you with the compliance pieces. But some of the things that are really exciting, I want you to imagine, things are changing frequently, but I want you to imagine that you enroll in a dental plan, and then all of a sudden you get a lot of cool stuff in the mail. So it's an electric toothbrush and a battery for the toothbrush and toothpaste and flossers. So you can now sync your electric toothbrush with your phone, and it will accumulate points. So
For how many times you brush your teeth a day?
exactly. So you
What?
can accumulate points for that.
That's crazy.
Yes. Yes. So imagine all of these challenges between families, brothers and sisters,
Right.
mom and dad, the kids who can brush their teeth the most. And then as the points accumulate, we can go back at the end of the year and offer the group up to 15% discount on their dental insurance just because they use the app. It's
Wow.
fantastic.
Because you're basically tracking their hygiene.
Yes. Another thing that's
ingenious.
changing is you've used Expedia before, Expedia.com, Travelocity,
Right.
those types of websites. So there's a new program that we've partnered with that you can go online and you can shop for your MRI or your CT. So this, I was told initially, was great for people with a high deductible, and then I said to them, wait a minute, everybody has a high deductible. So this is fantastic for everybody. So just like you go in and shop for a hotel, doctor tells you need an MRI, you can now go in and shop for your MRI, purchase it right over through the website, go get your MRI, and you can see how much money you saved. And in some cases, Mike, they're saving $600, $700, $800 on an MRI.
Oh, I would think you could do even more than that. I actually have some experience with an MRI recently, and that's one of the frustrating things is they don't publish prices anywhere. So this is exciting stuff.
And virtual doctor is changing quite a bit. We can show folks how they can get virtual doctor set up with no copay.
Wow.
So whether it's middle of the night and your child has a fever and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, as long as you have downloaded the app, and I've used this program myself, Virtual Doctor, and again, we can show you how to set up with no copay. Some of them have a copay, some of them don't. But it took me longer to download the app than it did to get a doctor on my smartphone. And so it's through a FaceTime type thing where you can see the doctor can see you. They do a clinical diagnosis. You can go right from there to the pharmacy and get your prescription.
Wow.
It's fantastic.
Super
lot
convenient.
of exciting things. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question that a lot of folks may be thinking right now, and that is obviously, man, I'd love to talk to Brady, have him navigate me through all this, help me, clean up this room, turn the lights on for me, using your analogy. Is there a cost associated with using someone like you?
So again, Mike, great question. I understand you only ask great questions. So as a broker, we're paid by the insurance company. So we do not charge the company any fees for our services. So to sort of parlay that, they can get our services, maybe some of the ones that they're not getting now, or if they have the service, they would like to improve it at no additional cost.
Right.
So we just move their coverage to our agency, and it's as simple as that.
No
so
re-
there's no additional cost.
No reason not to talk to you. Have a conversation.
And Brady is an expert in this field. If you didn't know, he has done over 10,000 personal consultations.
Wow.
10,000.
And
That's-
Amanda, it really goes back to the quality of care. When you're really passionate about something and you care about something, you want to make sure that you do the best service possible for your clients.
Before we wrap things up, I do want to ask you, too, I see here in your bio you've done some missionary work in Africa and Europe, New Zealand, and Australia. Talk about that and what that means to you.
Well, my wife and I actually met doing missionary work. I was going to Zimbabwe that year. She was going to Greece. We met at the training camp. But it is, I feel like you really should be involved in something else, some type of service to community, or in our case around the world. And we were in Zimbabwe. We actually built an orphanage that now houses orphans because their parents died of AIDS. So
Wow.
It was an AIDS orphanage.
Well, I wanted to bring that up because I think that speaks so highly of the person that you may be or that you are.
Your character.
As we close things out, anything you want to add in closing?
So I would like to tell you a story about a Hungarian man that lived in New York in 1948. His name was Marcel Sternberger. And every day, Sternberger took the 909 railway train from his office in Brooklyn, or from his home in Brooklyn, from his home in Brooklyn to his office in Manhattan. But on one particular morning, January the 10th, 1948, something prompted him to get off the train and go visit a sick friend named Victor Laszlo. So he stayed there with a sick friend until about noon, and then he boarded another train to head back into Manhattan to his office. He said, as I approached the car was crowded, so I thought there's no chance of me getting a seat. But as I entered the car, the man that was sitting to my left suddenly jumped up and ran out, so I slid into the empty seat. He said, I've been living in New York long enough to know not to start up conversations with strangers. But the man sitting to my left was reading a Hungarian newspaper. So I said to him in Hungarian, do you mind if I glance at your paper? The man was surprised that someone was speaking to him in his native language, but he said, no, you can read it now. I'll have time to read it later. The two men had a fascinating conversation over the next 30 minutes. The man told him his name was Bela Paskin, a law student when World War II broke out. He was captured by the Germans and put to work in a German labor battalion. At the end of the war, he set out on foot to his home in Debrecen, Hungary, to search for his family. When he got there, a man told him, your whole family is dead. They took your father, mother, brothers and sisters, and your wife to Auschwitz. And as you know, Auschwitz was one of the worst death camps in Europe. It had the reputation that no one made it out alive. So too heartsick to live any longer in Europe, he set out on foot to Paris, where he immigrated to the United States in October of 1947, just 3 months before he got on the train with Sternberger. And all the while he was telling him this, Sternberger kept thinking that this story sounded familiar to him. He had met a woman at a party who was from Debrecen and had also been to Auschwitz, and her story moved him so much that he took the time to write down her address and her telephone number. So as he fumbled nervously through his address book, he said to him what he hoped was a casual voice, "Was your wife's name Mariah?" He said, yes it was, as his face turned white. Sternberger grabbed him by the arm. He said, come on, let's get off the train. They went to the first payphone they could find. Sternberger dialed the number. The phone rang and rang and rang. Finally, she answered the phone. Sternberger told her who he was and that they had met at a party, and then he said, can you describe your husband for me? She thought it was a strange question, but she just described him. She said, what address did you and your husband live at in Debrecen? She gave him the address. He turned to Bela Paskin. He said, did you and your wife live at such and such an address? He said, yes. How did you know that? He said, because I am talking to your wife on the telephone. Take this phone and talk to your wife. And the story illustrates a larger point, that many of the things that happen to us in this world are outside of our control. So whether it's your medical, your dental, your vision, your life, your disability, why should you be with SMG? Because we're the ones that took the time to write down the address and the telephone number.
Wow, that's a great story.
Put it all together. You connected all the dots.
Well, that's Brady B with SMG.
Brady B with SMG. Brady, for those that would like to reach out to you or find out more about all the great things that you offer, where can they get that information?
LinkedIn is probably the best place. Brady Barron on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn a lot. Our website is smginsurance.com, so they can find my information on the website, phone number, email address, how to contact me.
Great. Brady, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for sharing
Mike.
that story,
Thank
too.
you, Amanda.
Before we go on to our next guest, a reminder that we are broadcasting from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio, and love is what makes a Subaru. Get big savings and enjoy their hassle-free experience at Subaru of Gwinnett, where people sell cars. Visit SubaruofGwinnett.com and join the family today. Come on in and see the difference. If you're already a Subaruist, then follow Subaru of Gwinnett's Facebook page for the latest Subaru offers, news, and community events. All right, joining us now on the program to talk about his company, PC Plus Networks. We are joined by the president and CTO, Shan Dholaria. And Shan, I told you before the show I mess up names all the time, and I lived up to it. Shan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mike. It's awesome. It's a great opportunity to be here. I see that what you guys doing, exploring businesses throughout Gwinnett. They get the chance to talk. They get a chance to explore their business, and people know what they're doing. So it's great. It's great to be here.
Well, thank you for coming in. We want to help get the word out about the great work that you're doing, that Brady's doing, that all these great businesses in Gwinnett County are doing. PC Plus Networks. This is your business, right?
Yes, my business. Yeah.
What do you do?
We are a full-service IT company. We provide number one IT support, best-in-class managed IT services, and top-notch cybersecurity solutions for all your IT stuff in business. Business has anything like computers, networks, firewall, security, backup, some datas, people also, there are some people too,
Yeah.
So IT is not only the equipment, but nowadays IT is very complicated stuff for the business owners. They want to do business, but IT is most important part. We are the IT department.
Shan, there's an IT company almost on every corner. It's a very competitive business that you're in. And you go ahead and you start your own company. It had to be very scary. Why did you decide to go in and do it yourself? What is it that you bring to the table?
Absolutely. So, I was in IT business. I worked for so many big and small companies. I was their IT, you can say, advisor, IT engineer, and I have provided so many solutions to the IT departments and some of the enterprise. And when I started working here in US, I was working with some of the companies. We were providing only networking solutions at the time. And when I met so many business owners, I see that they are struggling every day with their IT. Because the problem is that why people do business, why they are in the business. The most important part of the business, I think you can say, sales. And they want to make money. So they should be able to focus. They should not have any fear from their people, their business processes. There are so many things. And I saw that, there are so many people are struggling every day. They are not able to focus. And nowadays, IT is the backbone of the business. If IT is not working, business cannot thrive. So when I was working with this only networking solutions, then I found that this is not one thing. There are so many things, so many pieces are there, which has to be working at the same time and has to be affordable. And I know because I work with so many small and big businesses. So I know how IT should be there. So I started my business,
Well, congratulations on capitalizing on a solution that is important to most. You mentioned freeing up time to sell, and as a salesperson, that is very important. You also referenced the wheel kind of stopping if the IT doesn't work, and I think we've all experienced that in the workplace. If the internet's down or your computer's down, you really can't do anything. So hats off to you for PC Plus. Tell us what's a little bit different about you than your competitors.
Yeah, let's say competitors, there are businesses, there are so many IT companies out there, right? When people say, there are so many companies, I heard that they say, okay, we speak your language. That's a standard sentence. Every company says that. Every company says that, hey, we fix your issues, or we take care of your ITs and all that. But they really don't know about their business. When you talk about we speak their language, how do you know, if you don't deliver? Speaking their language is not only the language. It's about they should get what they really want. Are you absolutely providing that level of service and that level of satisfaction? So other IT companies, they have something, but they are also missing so many different things. For the small business, they cannot afford all these IT solutions, different IT solutions. Let's say IT solutions, when you talk about start with computers, then networks, then data security is there, backup is there. There are so many other solutions that goes in the company, and you cannot find everything at one place. And you don't see those people who can really take care of you and make sure that you are totally free. You don't have to worry about that. And they also show you that how the technology should work for your business. There are so many solutions out there, right? Someone should be there who can put together for you. They can also show you how you should run your business. How you can, let's say there are CRM is there. There are sales, Salesforce, you are using Salesforce, and there are so many solutions. IT is just, as I said, it's just, backbone. Anything you do, whether you do sales, you do customer delivery, service delivery, or deliver the products, or shipping, or collecting money, or sending the invoice, everything is what? It's all about IT, right? So this at PC Plus Networks, we take care of all this stuff. We put together those solutions and then show you that this is how you thrive. This is how you can serve more customer in a single day.
Maximizing your efficiency.
Maximizing your efficiency.
Yes.
It's not only just we fix the network is down and we fix that. It's not like that. We make sure that backbone, like building your office is there, It's the same thing. It's just virtual thing. Everything is all the closet is in computer, is in server.
Right. Speaking of servers and support, I assume that you guys have maybe a support line for all of your clients to call. What type of support do you guys offer for your clients, maybe after hours, or how can they reach you in an inconvenient time?
We are, let's say, when I say full service IT company, it's not only about the services or solutions. We care about the customer. We can say that we have number one customer service. We are 24/7. In any critical solution, let's say situation, any critical situations, if you have any problem, just dial the number, someone is there. We have the policy that the phone should not go to the voicemail. Simple as that. When customer dials, when they say, okay, this is my issue, someone is there who can hear their, listen their problem or issues and
Troubleshoot.
Troubleshoot. It's not about, let's say, only troubleshooting, but there are so many other issues. Anything can happen. Sometimes security is a big issue nowadays. Disaster. So someone should be there who is not only customer service rep, but whole team should be behind you. So that's how customer service is.
I like it. 24/7 access. That sounds convenient.
Sean, when it comes to IT and computers and all that, this is stuff above my pay grade. I don't know tech stuff very well, so someone like you would be very important for someone like me. What are some of the phone calls and challenges and threats that you're seeing more of these days? You mentioned security. I know that's probably going to be at the top of the list, but when people are reaching out to you, what are some of the bigger problems or more common problems that you're seeing these days?
General issues, you can say that any IT company should be able to, handle those. When you say, okay, my PC is not working, my internet is not working, those are now ABCs for any IT company.
And usually they tell me, Sean, hey, turn the power off and turn it back on, and I go, oh, okay, now it works. That's how bad I am.
Yeah, so that is very simple, but some of the issues nowadays, we hear and we see that, let's say someone is calling, he said, hey, Sean, this is what happened. I said, what? One of the guys say, let me forward this email to you. So what happened is, there was for example, there is a CEO, then assistant CEO, and there is an attorney they work with. Assistant CEO has forwarded the CEO's email to the attorney saying that, do you see this? CEO is asking you to transfer this 100,000 to this bank account. You have not done this, and attorney has done it. Okay, so they initiated, this transaction of $100,000. What happened is, because the account they have transferred to, that was under FBI watch, transaction didn't go through. But this is scary because email was totally looked like it's a phishing email. People cannot say it's phishing email. Assistant CEO is a high level position, right? If they cannot recognize that, oh hey, this email is not from CEO, they are forwarding that email to their attorney. So these kind of nowadays IT is not only just up and down, but security is a big issue. Identity theft and cyber crimes are killing business and personal life every day. We can say, let's say 8 out of 10 businesses are just, you can say, part of cyber breach nowadays. And you have recently heard this Capital One breach. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 106 million people, almost everybody in the U.S. who has credit card, they are part of that breach. So it's scary. So these kind of thing, when we hear, we feel like, hey, there should be someone who is taking care of all this. There are threats out there, internal and external. There are also issues from internal people. Stealing is going there. Let's say if you have the business, there are employees. You should be worried about your whole this business information, sensitive information. How do you share the information with the internal people and also the other people? So everything should be outlined. There should be policies. There should be good practice. That's all about IT nowadays.
As we get close to the end of the interview, though, I want to ask you, it's kind of the same question I asked Brady earlier, is you talked about your background being in the IT field and now starting your own company, but the 5-year-old Sean, did you always want to be in technology? Well, come to think of it, people our age, I mean, this didn't exist when we were kids. So how did you end up getting into the IT field in the first place?
My whole education is in IT, you can say like that. I have done my engineering and computer engineering. Then I have done my master's. Then I have done all the certification you can mention, like Microsoft, Cisco, Sonical, Juniper, then CompTIA, network. I mean, there are so many certifications. So almost my whole life.
So the passion was there at an early age?
Yeah,
then?
absolutely. When I started my career, and you can say now, 1994, when this Windows, before Windows 95 was released.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw the Windows 95, Windows 3.1, that kind of version of Windows, early Office, So
How things have changed.
yeah, so I was really passionate about this IT. When I was working in IT, very good engineer, you can say like that. Everybody should rely on me. But nowadays, I'm not handling that much IT, but I have the whole IT company. My engineers are same just like me.
Mm-hmm.
And they all rely on you.
They are passionate about it.
Before we give your contact information for folks that want to find out more, any final words you want to give out to the audience?
Yes, absolutely. If you are serious business owners, and if you are struggling with your IT, and if you have no control of your data or security or business data, if you feel insecure from your people, data, backup, and if you want to focus more on your business, not worry about people, not worry about data security, not worry about the external threats and internal threats, then you should be serious about this. And it's not easy. Sometimes you feel like, hey, nothing happened in 10 years. What's going to happen now? We cannot keep our house unlocked because it was never
Right.
broken, So nowadays, security is a big thing. So if you are serious, business owner, I would like to say, hey guys, visit my website, www.pcplusnetworks.com. And training about IT, all these employees should be trained. They should know how to use the technology, because most security threats are through how they use the technology. So what we do is we send the weekly security tips. So I would encourage everybody, if you are serious business owner, ask your each and every employee to go to www.pcplusnetworks.com/cybersecurity tips. What we do is we send you this weekly security tip and video tip. They'll just educate you how to use technology. And if you want, we can also do a free network assessment and cybersecurity assessment. So go to my website, www.pcplusnetworks.com, and just sign up for this month. It's not that many left, only 11 left for this month. Otherwise, just next month, it costs you about $7.99, something like that. But if you mention RadioX, it will be free.
Okay. And we want to encourage folks, don't wait till something bad happens before they reach out to you, right?
Mm-hmm. Same
Go
thing.
ahead and be proactive.
Absolutely. If you are serious business owner, security should be must, and especially IT security, just like your physical security.
Top priority.
You stole the paper from me. Are you
Oh,
going to
I
wrap?
do
Are you wrapping up
apologize.
the interview?
No,
Thank you.
Well,
and say
thank you,
goodbye.
Shan. Yes, thank you for all that wonderful information. It sounds like both of our guests here today, Mike, we're talking a lot about preventative measures.
Absolutely. You can never be too safe. And so two great guests to reach out to. Want to thank Shan and Brady for joining us here on the program. Before we go, though, Amanda, want to remind you that Gwinnett Business Radio is brought to you or cared for by Eastside Medical Center. Quality care close to home. Eastside Medical Center has been a community health care leader for over 39 years, nationally recognized for patient safety. Eastside focuses on delivering quality care with exceptional outcomes by using the most advanced technology and experienced physicians. And I can vouch for it because my son just had ACL surgery there at Eastside Medical. For more information on Eastside's system of care, visit eastsidemedical.com. And
to stay connected with us, please follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at Gwinnett RadioX.
And remember, you can listen to this program anytime you want, 24/7. Go to businessradiox.com, select the Gwinnett Studio, and click on Gwinnett Business Radio. For our guests and for our producer, Trey, I'm Mike. And for Amanda, we'll see you next time here on Gwinnett Business Radio.